Hello to all my friends out there. So I have a good pea soup recipe, and last week I found peas on sale for 8 cents at Walmart. And another thing is I am looking for dented cans of vegetables, because those are going to protect you from running out of food. But what I want to come up with is recipes that I can use in my stockpile. So here's the pea soup recipe. So what I have is 1 can of corn, and I have some dry onions, and I don't have salt. Now I'm just going to make some white sauce. And one of the things I stockpile is powdered milk or evaporated milk. So now I want to make a thin white sauce. This was really tasty and easy. And the thing about this is, a lot of times people who go to a food pantry will get they'll get cans of vegetables. So if you have a little hot plate, or if you have a camp stove, you can make this. So what that was about a half a can of water, some corn, and some dry onion. And so I need some soup for my diet, because it's vegetables and meat, any kind of vegetables. Also cereal with milk. Okay, another thing I have is I have cans of soup, but this is, let's see, how many ounces is this? This is about 14 ounces. So it's not quite 2 cups. If you make your own, it's going to make a lot more food for you, which is very important, because you don't want to be ever running low on food. You know, I just keep thinking about those poor people in China, you know, trapped in their houses. What if you had powdered milk and some cases of vegetables? And then I'm sure they have rice. And, you know, we start getting recipes. Part of being prepared for like a food shortage is, what in the world would I make with these cans of vegetables in a food shortage? Well, this is a really practical thing to make, and the pea soup was really, really good. So that's why I'm gonna be trying all different kinds of vegetables, since I have to be eating vegetables on this diet. And so one thing I stockpile is flour. But for this, you don't need much flour. And if you didn't have any, I'm sure the neighbors would lend you a couple tablespoons of flour. I can't imagine if my neighbor said, "Can I borrow a couple tablespoons of flour?" that I would say no. I mean, you know, I try to imagine that in my mind, you know, and I certainly hope it's not to that point in China. But the longer it goes on, the worse it's gonna be. So I just want to cook the raw taste out of my butter and flour. So this could be any canned vegetable. I would say this would be pretty good with mixed vegetables. So here's my 2 cups of powdered milk that I had mixed up. And I'm learning a lot on these a lot of really useful stuff on these chef videos. Like, you want to wrap your food up, and that way you're not going to be suffering food loss. And this is powdered milk, but it could be any kind of milk. But the powdered milk is really the cheapest. And so what you really want to do is make 2 cups of white sauce. There's no exact science to this. You know, you can make it into an exact science if you want to. If you have some lumps in your gravy, you just stir them out. You're going to have to stir them until you get the lumps out. It's not hard. And if you have some crackers, or what I like is I like croutons. I have croutons in my stockpile, and not just for salads, but for soup. You know, they're getting a little bit, the soup is getting a little bit expensive. So by the time I get this done, and you're going to see in a minute, I'm going to have a lot more than 2 cups of soup. And I'm going to know what's in my soup. What's in my soup is vegetables and milk, basically. This would be much better if you have kids. Also, you know, a lot of people who are older eat soup because they don't have really good teeth, which is kind of a bad thought, but let's just be honest, okay? You can make this as thick as you want or as thin as you want. I like sometimes I eat little bowls of gravy. You can put little pieces of bologna in this. You can put little pieces of pepperoni in this, and you can eat this over noodles. One of the first videos I made was some gravy over noodles. I think that video has some of my highest views, but I have a lot of new followers. A lot of people are kind of smart, saying, wait a minute, if this could happen in China to the Chinese people. This is a bad thing about those super cities. How do you protect yourself from common events? Like in here, the night I got sick, they had sprayed a lot of chemicals downstairs, which really kind of irritates me, but I'm kind of glad it happened because it kind of makes me want to buy someplace. I think that'd be very dangerous to be in common vented structures. One of the cruise ships was kind of trapped. Okay, so my corn is cooked good enough, and I'm going to blend this in the blender. I'm not going to squeeze it through a sieve like I did the pea soup, but you could if you wanted to. So I just want to mostly okay, it looks good. So once you get yourself a nice big fat stockpile of vegetables, the sooner that happens, the better, you know? What I think is that God is going to take care of us. Also, a lot of people think God is raising up an army of Christians that are going to go about the world and help people. I've said that to people, and it has not gone over big, you guys. It's gone over very badly, but that's okay. If some family has some food on the table, I care less. See how much more soup this is going to make than a can of corn soup? I almost bought one the other day, and I thought, no, you're going to try to use this, and you're going to see how it works. I think it's going to be just fine. Now, I don't have any salt and pepper in this yet. The kind I usually make is with evaporated milk, but this soup is quick, and it was I'm going to put a little bit more milk. It was very successful. So I have quite a bit of soup here. Right now you can get vegetables 50 cents a can. but it's getting kind of hard to find those 50-cent a can soup. Okay, I'm going to put a little salt and a little black pepper. So one of the things that could be done is each week you could buy a couple extra cans of soup. Of vegetables. So see what a nice big pan full of soup I have? All right, now I'm going to taste it. If it tastes terrible, I'm going to go, I hate it. Try to imagine being sequestered and trapped in a city. And then try to imagine having a few cases of vegetables in the stockpile. It'll be good to, and then, you know, I just happen to have croutons. So this is good for my diet because I can eat it. My vegetable consumption is unlimited. I don't think the croutons is really going to slow my my weight loss down because mostly the problem is sugar. That is good, you guys. And the thing about it is it's nothing that you don't have in the house. I mean, you could, you know, put your own little spin on this, but this is a good 4 cups of soup. I want to show you the powdered milk that I used, if I can. Here it is. But this could be evaporated milk. I'm leaning towards the cans. You know what's not going to be, if there's virus and disease around and your food is in cans, it's going to be safe. Okay, you guys, please like, comment, and subscribe.